Now, lastly, let's jump into secondary conditions, which is probably really important for a lot of you if you are having other related nerve pain with your back diagnosis. The most common secondary condition that I've seen, including myself personally, when it comes to a lower back rating is sciatic nerve pain or radiculopathy. Now, this can be in one leg or this can be in both. For me personally, it started in one leg the same time I was having back pain, and then a few years later, I was having it in both because I think I was overcompensating. So I actually have a bilateral factor which adds up both parts of my legs. It gives me a little bit extra percentage because I claimed both because of my lower back pain. For me personally, I have a 20% rating sciatica for both legs because even as I sit here in this chair, which you've seen in a couple videos, I start to get uncomfortable, I start to move, my legs will fall asleep if I sit too long. I have to get up very frequently. So I'd say that's a very common thing to be able to claim because it really does happen frequently to a lot of people. So keep that in mind as a good secondary condition that you don't want to forget. So another common secondary that's very similar is having nerve pain in your arms or down to your hands or your fingertips, which can be between a 10 and a 20% rating on each one, which also has a bilateral factor. Along with that, you can also claim as a secondary condition migraines because your stiffness in your neck might cause tension headaches either from the back, maybe from the side, and that is a common one that you can claim because tension headaches coming from a lot of stress and a lot of tightness in your neck is going to be very common for a lot of people, especially if you were wearing your helmet a lot, wearing nods a lot, had an actual injury in-service event. It's very common. And I think lastly, one of the biggest conditions to claim secondary is going to be mental health. If you are having chronic pain from your back or from other areas of your body, claiming mental health is a good secondary because it can change your life. At one point, for me personally, I could not physically walk for weeks. I couldn't work out, obviously because I can't walk. I couldn't get to my job. It was so destructive for me mentally to be that injured. It took a 6-month recovery and it was a life-changing part of my life. It was life-changing to not be able to do anything. And I did not realize how limiting that was going to be, was really going to affect my mental health.